I can't keep doing this.
It's the worst mass shooting our country has ever seen.
I'm not using the killer's name so that other twisted minds don't think that this is a path to fame and recognition.
The massacre in Orlando. Now learning about the victims.
He was like a brother to me.
Hearing from the survivors.
Probably the worst feeling I've ever felt in my entire life.
And as the world unites and mourns, new information about the gunman and why he's no stranger to the FBI. Live team coverage. Massacre in Orlando starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Alice Gaynor.
And I'm Dick Brennan. Welcome to the News at 9. Around the world, a show of compassion tonight to remember the 49 people killed in the mass shooting at an Orlando nightclub, including here in New York City, where thousands of people showed up to the historic Stonewall Inn.
And in Orlando, a growing memorial at a performing arts center as the community begins to heal. We have team coverage tonight from the investigation to the victims. We begin with Lou Young. He's live in Orlando for us tonight. Lou.
Yeah, we just came from that vigil, very moving ceremony in downtown Orlando at the end of a difficult day, a day that began with the news conference that said that there were 49 people killed. That was confirmed, and then the shooter himself makes it 50 dead, 53 injured. Some of them are in a really bad shape, and this has been a hard day to get through because the adrenaline has burned off and everybody is beginning to realize what has happened here, and even the survivors are beginning to feel like victims themselves. Take a look. Mourners and well-wishers are bringing flowers to the hospital near here where the injured are being treated and where at least 9 of the dead perished from their gunshot wounds. Chris Enzo visited his friend Rodney Sumter here, wounded, shot 3 times. He says the big bartender's condition left him shattered.
He's a big guy. He's a built guy. He's a buff guy, you know. He's a really strong person. He's a really strong-willed person, you know. And to see him just broken on his medical bed, to see him just suffering and almost lost his life for literally senseless madness, it is heartbreaking. It does resonate with you. It does hit you in a way that you just can't understand without seeing it.
As the names begin to drift out into public knowledge, there is relief in some quarters and despair in others. One mourner tried unsuccessfully to get flowers to the murder scene and was gently stopped by police, who say it will likely be days before the FBI is finished with their work inside the club. Police today told us most of the killing happened in the opening minutes of the attack, that while they had Omar Mateen barricaded inside a men's room bar for 3 hours, there was no shooting, only talk on the phone. Mina Justice waited for word of her son Eddie. He texted her while hiding from the gunman.
He texted me at 2:06 and said, "Mommy, I love you."
They put a hole in an exterior wall, rescued dozens, and killed the gunman. The death toll, though, is so high. Monday, the last of the dark questions are being answered. Family members finding out the worst at a counseling center nearby. Some of the dead have no one locally to claim their body.
I've been asked by some of the members here to see how we can facilitate and expedite some of these visas. Yes, sir.
People from Venezuela?
People from Venezuela specifically because of the relationship that Venezuela has with the United States right now.
Because visas from that country are difficult to obtain. At this evening's vigil, we saw a remarkable sight, a imam from a regional mosque here getting cheers from the crowd that included people who knew the victims. As he condemned the violence, he said he prayed for them, and he also condemned the killer and the ideology that has twisted parts of Islam into such a hateful message. And he urged other Muslim clerics to do the same, and it was a very warm reception. There were many Muslims, or a number of Muslims in the crowd as well. President Obama, we learned, is going to be here on Thursday. That message from the White House. So this story continues to attract attention, continues to bring people together, and I can only suspect that this is not what the killer had in mind. We're live in Orlando. Lou Young, TV 1055.
All right, Lou, thanks very much. Well, tonight, people in the
Somewhere there's a time for us. Somewhere a time for us.
Thousands of mourners filled the streets at a prayer vigil outside the Stonewall Inn. Community leaders are also there, along with TV 1055's Tracy Carrasco.